Welcome to Happy Healthy You, the podcast. I'm Connie Bowman, and I'm here in the mat with the wonderful yogini, my favorite, probably soon to be yours if not already, Ashley Sky Litecky from Sky House Yoga. We're at her new digs, and they're awesome. How is it going here in your new place? You've been here a year?
About a year and a half now, yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful space. Tell me what you're doing.
So we're a donation-based wellness collective. So we have yoga classes, astrology, herbal medicine, acupuncture, and everything is by donation. So we have set ranges so that people can kind of have an idea of what to donate, but really we're open. We really want people to be able to access yoga and these different health services. So we've opened it up to that donation model.
Awesome. And how receptive was the community to that? Because it's kind of a new concept.
Yeah. I mean, it's been around, it really took off in New York and in LA. Started to see this maybe about 5 years ago.
That's where all the cool stuff starts,
I know,
right?
It does. So my partner, Adam, is from, he was living in New York. And so he really started the idea of doing donation-based work with his astrology practice. And when we started looking at Sky House and developing this space, it just seemed natural that we would incorporate everything into this donation model. And it's worked really well. The community's been very receptive. Some people, it's really nice because some people, they can come in and they can pay $5, $10 for a yoga class. And that's really all they can afford, but then they can do their yoga. Yeah. And then other people can afford to donate a little bit more, and they do. And so kind of with the yogic spirit of, trust and faith, everything has really worked out, and it all balances in the end. So, we're right where I think we should be.
And that's what yoga is all about. It's not just a physical practice, it's living the yoga. So why don't you talk to your fans and to me about what yoga means to you and how it has enhanced your life in so many ways.
Sure. So yoga to me is about finding inner balance and peace. And, I think a lot of us struggle with that. And for me, it started really in my late teens, my early 20s. And I couldn't locate where is that peace. I know that I get little glimpses of it, little moments and little tastes. And when I started practicing yoga, those amounts of peace-filled moments started to increase. And I was able to sustain that type of awareness and consciousness for longer and longer periods of time. And started living in a way that felt very authentic and felt very, very real and very me, rather than, I think, living in a way that that was causing a lot of stress for me and a lot of anxiety. So practicing regular yoga has really helped me to continually come back to that place of ease and centeredness. And so for me, it's a practice of touching back into that space, no matter where. And, yoga at its best, it comes with us off of the yoga mat, and it comes with us into our relationships, into our lives, into our work, so that everything we do has this spirit of ease and centeredness. And when we can stay in that spirit, then life takes on a different dimension. It takes on this feeling of contentment and ease, and things aren't so stressful, which I think is something that we're all trying to locate too, is where is that easy space.
It does seem that in this world that we live in, people seem to flock to or really appreciate practices that can bring them back to center, and yoga is certainly one of them. In fact, your video on your Yoga for Relaxation video that we worked on together a couple of years ago is the most popular video that we have on YouTube, and it's just amazing the comments that we get that people just need that these days. So I think one of the things that might keep people from coming to yoga is they might be a little bit afraid because they see these pictures of people in contorted positions,
right.
But there are different levels. Can you speak to that?
Yeah. Anyone can do yoga. Everyone can do yoga. So no matter where you're starting from, you can come into the practice. It's just finding a teacher and a style and a level that's appropriate to where you are and what you're looking for. Some people are looking for an athletic experience.
Right.
And that can be very stress relieving. but that's a very particular type of yoga. There's also a style called yin yoga, which is very gentle and relaxing. And for people that are looking for a slow, calming experience, a yin yoga class would be an incredible place to start. Yeah.
It's awesome. If you're just a little sleepy or tired, be careful because you might not get up.
You could take a snooze.
Right. So why don't we talk about some of the specific poses that we might do for different things, such as stress, anxiety, even depression. Can you talk us through, without doing it, one pose that might be good, one thing that we could take away from this video that might work for some of those conditions?
That's really hard to say one thing, so I may have to include a few things.
Yeah.
So when I think of yoga, I think of the body, and I think of breath, and I think of the mind or intention. So if no matter what we're doing, if we want to come into a place that we're moving back into balance. So whether imbalance for us is depression, imbalance for us is anxiety, imbalance for us is anger, whatever takes us out of our balance, we can use our breath, our bodies, and our minds to bring us back there. And that's really what yoga does. So I would say one thing that everyone could do that would be helpful would be to sit down. Find a comfortable seat. For beginners, sitting on a few blankets or a pillow just to lift your hips up a little bit is really helpful for the lower back. And then you can bring the soles of your feet together and let your knees bend out to the sides, kind of like butterfly wings.
Baddha Konasana,
yep.
I remembered.
Great. So so you would come into Baddha Konasana, and your hands can hold on to your ankles, and you can just start by finding your breath. And then a very gentle movement is inhale, drawing your heart forward, exhale, rounding your spine back. So inhale forward, exhale back with your hands on your ankles. And what that's going to start to do is synchronize your movement and your breath, and you will then draw your attention to your breath. So then your mind gets involved. And if you synced those up and did that for, say, 3 minutes every day, maybe even if you could do it in the morning and in the evening, you'd start to find that your body opens up. We carry a lot of tension in the hips and a lot of tension in the neck and shoulders. So this pose would address both of those tight areas. And then the breath certainly will trigger the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest arm of our nervous system. So when we take deep, slow breaths, we're going to help all of the nerves to relax. And that sends a signal to the whole body that things are okay. And that okay place is where our balance is. And that's where we can find, that inner peace.
That's great. I can do that twice a day. Or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Instead of a glass of wine at night, right? Okay, how about pregnancy? It seems like everybody's pregnant. Is there a yoga move? I know there's some things you can't do while you're pregnant. So what would be like something you might practice if, say, you are pregnant?
Yeah. So bringing in those same 3 limbs of body, breath, and awareness, yoga squat is really so good for pregnant women because it starts to open up the hips, which you'll need for childbirth. And it also starts to get... energy moving around the pelvis, which is where all of this hard work of being pregnant and feeding this life inside of you. So doing a squat, and the easiest way to do it for beginners is to take a blanket or a rolled mat and place it underneath your heels.
Okay.
Or you can sit up on a yoga block or a few blankets stacked up. So you can ease your way down. It can be a little tricky on your knees, so you want to make sure your weight's in your heels and not in the knees. And then a nice variation is to take the hands to the heart when you're in your squat. And then you just come to your breath. And you take deep breaths in and deep breaths out. And with each inhale, maybe even lifting up the heart. On each exhale, softening the hips. And then your energy will just start to flow up and down. And that'll be very calming for both mom and baby.
Nice. Makes space.
It makes space, too, in the hips and space across the chest here for the baby to grow.
Nice.
And then also for people who are just wanting to bring more creative energy, because pregnancy is sort of a manifestation of creative potential. So if you're even just trying to bring more creative juice into your life.
Oh, I love that.
You could take a squat a day and just open up that creative center in the hips.
And in certain cultures, women have actually given birth in the squat position.
Yes.
Not me. How about on the other end of the spectrum, menopause? What would be good? I always like when you do the legs up the wall. I don't know if that's good for menopause, but
yeah, that's
how
really
about that?
nice and relaxing for the nervous system. So yeah, you can just lay and slide your legs up the
There's
wall.
some thunder.
Oh, thunder, nice. And that's a really nice one. Another one would be a back bend because it opens up the heart. And it gets blood flowing. Sometimes women get hot flashes. So, sometimes
Not that I would know about.
sometimes forward bends can be a little too intense because all the blood will rush to the face. So if you did a supported back bend, like bridge pose, which is Setu Bandhasana, if you did that pose with a block or a blanket underneath your hips, so it's supported, then you can get the heart opening and it's really relaxing.
Okay.
And then you use the breath again to calm down the nervous system, and that'll open up the heart and circulation and get the blood flowing without it puddling up in the face.
Right, which it does seem to do for some of us. Okay, so it seems like there is a lot of depression. A lot of people are on anti-anxiety and depression medicine. There's got to be something great for depression.
Yeah. I mean, any movement is good for depression.
Sure.
There's a point on the very bottom of the foot. If you were to look at the foot at the base of the foot, there's this little, there's the mound of the foot. There's like a little triangular dip. And you can just stimulate it. It's an acupuncture point called bubbling spring. And you can just massage your own feet. And that's been shown to help with depression. Nice. And in acupuncture, they'll actually, they'll put a needle into this point. And it helps to move what's called kidney chi, which in bubbling spring, if you think of energy bubbling up, it has that same ability to bring energy up, which in depression, energy is moving down. So you want to be able to stimulate and move energy up. So massaging your feet every day, and especially that little point there, would be really good. You can also do body pats, which is a Kundalini technique, which just gets energy moving. And so you would just start in any position and just, you probably can't see, but you're tapping your thighs. And then that's going to get blood flowing and get energy moving. And then you can tap your belly. That helps with digestion, gets energy moving here. You can tap your heart. And that gets energy moving around the physical heart and then also the energetic heart. And then even tap your lower sinuses, upper sinuses, and then right around the crown of the head.
It is very relaxing.
Yeah. And so if you think about, again, we're trying to move energy upward, we're tapping from the bottom and pulling the energy up.
Okay.
And so that'd be a really nice one to do daily for depression.
Maybe a couple times a day.
Maybe a couple. And you could just even do one thing if you're sitting at your desk and maybe this is all you can do, just to get your energy moving around your body. You could do that.
That is awesome. Thank you, Ashley.
My pleasure.
Well, I think we've probably left everybody wanting more. So if you want more about Ashley, you can go to her website, which is skyhouseyoga.com. Or you can check out her Facebook page. She's got a lot of workshops. If you're visiting the DC area or you happen to live in the DC area, stop in, right?
And please come in.
Take a yoga class.
Absolutely.
And anything else we need to know about you?
I think that's good. Oh, I do have a yoga DVD.
Of course you do.
Created.
Yes.
So that's available online. So people are interested in the DVD, which has the yoga for relaxation, yoga for energy, and then a teens yoga class, and then a rain meditation. That one's really fun. It has more of the Kundalini. So yeah, that's available. People can buy that online, and they can just go to skyhouseyoga.com to find it.
Awesome. Well, until next time, Miss Ashley, namaste.
Namaste.
And namaste.
Namaste.
That was good.
Great.